Good morning, all of you. In today's session, we are going to start with CSR NET JRF Chemical Science, December 2016, Part C, Series 4. Earlier, we completed June 2016, 2017, 18, 19, 20 question papers of chemical science of 2 sessions. So those are available in the channel called the World of Competitive Chemistry. And this type of previous year question paper discussion will help you for the preparation towards competitive exams and entrance examinations as well, right? So this is a standard question paper which covering all the branches of chemistry, including inorganic, organic, polymer chemistry, physical chemistry, everything will be covered here, so that it will be very much helpful for you. Let us discuss about today's topic. Here, this 2016 Part C Series 4 consists of question number 101 to 110 of CSIR NET JRF Chemical Science, December 2016. Let us go with question number 101. It is the part of organic chemistry. The major product in the following reaction is, we are taking a ketonic compound here, tertiary group, tertiary methyl group is there, and here another carbon single bond is there. Now it will be treated with the reagent having bicyclic ring system, and it is the heterocyclic ring system is there in the presence of BH3 called borane. What will be the product and what kind of attachment is possible, rephase or C phase to be predicted, right? So for that purpose, here we have some kind of guidelines which are provided by IUPAC, called International Union of Pure and Applied Chemistry. So in accordance with IUPAC, we have certain guidelines in order to assign rephase and C phase, right? First, we have to identify where the prochiral center is there. What is meant by prochiral center? The center which can be converted into chiral by the addition of any reagent is called prochiral, right? Initially, it is not chiral, but upon treating with any reagent, that will be converted into chiral. So for example, let us take our given compound. Here we have carbonyl group, right? So this carbonyl group is sp2, so there is no possibility of chirality. But when it is treated with a reagent, if this unsaturated group converted into saturated, now obviously there is a possibility of chirality. Hence we can say this carbonyl is called a prochiral center, right? So that prochiral center to be predicted first. Later, assign the priority of the groups. So whatever groups are present around that carbonyl, we have to assign numbering in accordance with their atomic number, what priority for the different functional groups given, right? Higher the atomic number, greater will be the priority. Followed by, if we are moving from higher to lower priority in the clockwise manner, that is said to be a C phase, and anti-clockwise rotation is denoted with rephase. These are the important parameters which in order to predict the re and C phase attachment of any functional group to the prochiral center. Right. Let us see what are the possibilities. We are taking our compound. Our compound is consisting this carbonylic functional group. One side we have ethyl, another side tertiary butyl group is there, right? So in this compound here, we can assign this carbonylic functional group containing carbon will be the prochiral, because on treating with any reagent, this sp2 carbon turned into sp3 and 4 different asymmetric functional groups should be there. Hence we can say that obviously becomes chiral one. So that here we have two possibilities. If we are adding, what we are adding the system. So norbornene system will be added so that hydroboration will be possible. So hydrogen will be added here. Hydrogen can be attached in both the sides. Here, being it is a planar one, there are two probabilities. Hydrogen may attach it from back end, otherwise front side. Both the possibilities are there. If hydrogen attached from the back side, what happens? Obviously this double bond oxygen will come towards the weir, and that will be indicated with the wedge bond. Now let us assign the priority. Here you can clearly assume that this carbon became chiral. Hence we can say this carbonyl is the prochiral. Hence we circled with this mark, right? So here it became chiral one, so that here OH group came towards the weir. Then let us assign the priority in accordance with IUPAC. So OH obviously will get higher priority because oxygen atomic number is more compared to carbons, right? So that's why oxygen will get first priority. Later, Here carbon is there, here also carbon is there. Then how can we assign numbering? Being both are same atoms, numbering will be given based on the attachments present on that. Here carbon attached with 3-methyl, here carbon attached with only 1-methyl. Obviously 3-methyl will get higher when compared to 1-methyl substitution. Hence this tertiary butyl will get second and followed by this methylated carbon, and least will be given for hydrogen, being it is a what atomic number 1, least priority. So that here we assigned numbering to all the functional groups present in the given compound. Then let us move on from 1 to 3, 4. In this manner, we are rotating the molecule. Just we are assuming the rotation. So if it is moving in the clockwise rotation, how it is moving? It is moving in the clockwise rotation from 1 to 3, right? That's why we can say this is a C phase. Just now we saw the guideline. That's why it is called a C phase. And one more is given. So one more possibility is there. Hydrogen is coming from the front side, right? Being it is a planar, there are two probabilities just now we discussed. That's why hydrogen also coming from the front side, and this double bond O containing oxygen will go back side as a OH functional group. When a hydrogen is present towards the VR, hydrogen is present towards the VR, then let us assign the numbering. Obviously OH will get first priority, second and third, fourth is given for hydrogen. Then what is the rotation? Again it is given as a clockwise rotation only. Again it is assigned with clockwise rotation only, but here this assigning the re-C phase will be varied. Why it is varied means, what is the least priority group? Here among all the given options, least priority group is hydrogen, but that hydrogen is present towards the VR. Always during assigning priority, least priority group should be away from the VR. If it is towards the VR, whatever stereochemistry we are getting, that should be inverted. In accordance with this priority, what we are getting clockwise, right? That's why we have to assume it will be anti-clockwise, because least priority is towards the VR. That's why it will be anti-clockwise. Hence we can assign rephase here. So what compound is given? When this compound treated with this hydroporation, so the product will be, so let us go one by one. If your things OH towards the VR, rephase, is it correct answer? OH towards the VR, then it will become C phase, right? So option 1 will be discarded. Let us move on to option 2. OH is away from the VR. Is it rephase? Rephase attachment is possible. Then major product. So the major product of this reaction, even though we have both the probabilities, the suitable addition of reagent takes place from the back side rather than front side. So that's why major product will be C phase and the minor product will be rephase. So compound to stereochemistry is correct, and its orientation is also correct, but it is not the major product. So this is also discarded. So what is the third one? Third one is OH is away from the VR, its C phase is a wrong statement. Stereochemistry is wrong. Then OH towards the VR, that is C phase, it will be the major product. This is the correct answer and the suitable answer. For question number 101, option number 4 is the correct answer, right? So this will be the major product. Let us move on to question number 102. The major product formed in the following reaction, we are taking, this is called the what we can say, it is a kind of pyranose system, right? So glucose pyranose system was given, and the entire OH groups present in the compound. So polyhydroxycarbonyl compounds are said to be carbohydrates, right? So here it is a kind of aldohexose called glucose existing in the cyclic lactone system, so that it is attached with OH functional groups. Now all the OH functional groups present in the cyclic lactone will be acylated. So if we acylated, how many acyl groups will be generated? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Penta-acylated cyclic, what we can say, pyranose ring got generated. Now it is treated with PBr, water, zinc acetic acid, NiS, it is given, NiS denoted with N-iodosuccinamide. So N-iodosuccinamide is given is the iodinating agent. This is dissolved in methanol. So these are the reagents provided. Let us apply all these in the sequential manner. Let us see what will be the final product. For that purpose, we have to check the mechanism. We are taking the starting material, that is the glucose derivative, and treated with PBr3 water, being it is the what phosphorus tribromide. It is the brominating agent. So phosphorus tribromide in water water solvent media, it is a brominating agent. OAC present at this position will be replaced with bromo, so that here bromo substituted product is generated. Later, it is treated with zinc acetic acid. Zinc acetic acid, what it will do? It will remove these functional groups from the adjacent position, so that we will get olefinic double bond. OAC minus Br positive will be eliminated. ACOBr, right? So acetyl bromate will be eliminated, so that we will get Z alkene. Z alkene will be generated. Further, it will be treated with NIS. What is NIS? Within the problem, they only given N-iodosuccinamide. NIS is nothing but N-iodosuccinamide, which is dissolved in the methanol. So what it will do? Being it is the iodinating agent, iodo group will be added at this double bond, so that we will get iodonium intermediate. So this compound is generated. So now further we are going to do the workup. So workup with water, within the reaction only we have methanol, right? So that it will generate methoxy functional group, and that methoxy obviously attached at the center, and we will get iodo at this third. With respect to this oxygen, it will become second position, it will become third position. Third position iodo group is there, and at second position we have methoxy. This will be the major product. Iodo axial, and OCH3 is also inclined in the axial position. Let us see where it is given. Iodo at the last carbon, it is not correct. Sixth carbon, it is substituted, not correct. Iodo at second carbon, it is possible. And here also OCH3, OAC, OAC, this is the exact structure. Correct answer for this problem will be option number 2. So it is a part of bioorganic chemistry. First, what we are treating, phosphorus tribromide is added. Phosphorus tribromide is a brominating agent. OAC will be replaced with bromo. Later, it will be treated with zinc acetic acid. So adjacent functional groups are removed, and there is a possibility of alkene. That generated alkene will be treated with NiS, being it is an iodinating agent, we will get iodonium ion. So, and methanol will be added. So here, iodonium ion attached with methoxy group. So trans product will be generated. 1,2-diaxial is called trans. That's why we are getting trans 1,2-diaxial. So here adjacent position both are axial. Hence, this is a kind of trans product. This is a stereochemistry, exact stereochemistry of final product. For question number 1 or 2, option number 2 is the correct answer. Let us move on to question number 1 or 3. The major product formed in the following reaction. We are taking alpha, beta, and saturated carbonyl compound, and here we have CH2SCH3, right? So here it is kind of thioether. This is a functional group called thioether, and here we have alpha, beta, and saturated carbonyl compound. First, it is treated with methyl iodide. So methylation got carried. Tertiary potassium tertiary butoxide, it is the base. Potassium tertiary butoxide base will be added. Then what is the final product? Let us predict through the mechanism. We are taking the starting material alpha, beta, and saturated carbonyl compound. Upon treating with methyl iodide, here sulfur always associate, it is the member of oxygen family. So the 2 lone pair of electrons will be there around the sulfur, and the methyl group will be added, and the sulfur dimethylation, dimethylated product will be obtained. Now we have to treat with potassium tertiary butoxide. It is a strong base. Potassium tertiary butoxide is a strong base. What it will do? It will abstract the H place from this methyl. When hydrogen removed by this base, what happened? There is a generation of carbene. CH2 minus carbene will be originated. This generated carbene used to form a ring type of structure with this olefinic double bond, because olefinic double bond easily polarized in this manner, being it is the alpha, beta, and saturated, right? So that pi bond easily shifted. So here carbonyl group will be migrated so that O minus will be generated, and this carbene will bound to this bridgehead carbon atom, and we will get one more cyclic ring. We can say this is a tricyclic ring system. This is a kind of tricyclic ring system. Now this tricyclic ring system can be rearranged in such a way. This rearranged in such a way. How can we rearrange? Here, this negative charge will be back polarized, and these pi electrons will be shifted towards this side. Here, we can clearly observe that sulfur is having positive. So being it is a member of oxygen family, bearing positive charge in the sulfur is highly unfavorable, so that easily it leaves the bond with this methyl, so that it is converted into CH2SMe. And here the generation of CH2 minus. So bonded electrons will be abstracted towards the sulfur, so that carbocation, there is a generation of carbocation is possible, right? Here we got carbocation, and when this negative charge back polarized, here the shifting of bond, here carbene will be generated. Here carbocation electron deficient, here carbene electron rich will be there, so that there is a cyclization, and we will get a 3-membered ring system at this position. And there is a possibility of carbonyl group. Simply, what happened? Wherever double bond is there, at their position, this methyl group is able to form a 3-membered ring system. That is observed in the option number 2, right? So option number 2 is the correct stereochemistry and the final product. So what we are expecting for this? Let us discuss in brief about this one. Methyl iodide, when added, whatever ether is there, that will attach to methyl iodide, and dimethylated product will be generated. When tertiary butoxide, being it is a strong base, it used to abstract the H plus from this methyl, and the carbene will be generated. That carbene attached at the center, so that here the another cyclic system, tricyclic ring intermediate will be formed, and that will be back polarized, and we will get a 3-membered ring at this state, and this group will be it will become tree, right? So in that manner, option 2 is the correct answer for question number 103. Let us move on to question number 104. The major product formed in the following reaction, we are taking here, it is a kind of diester, COOET present at the center, because here we have triple bond at one terminal, and a double bond is there in the another terminal center. When such a kind of unsaturation is there, and here the COOET compound was there, so this is the starting material we are taking. It is treated with ruthenium PCY taken thrice, PCY taken thrice, Cl double bond CH-PH allyl group will be added to this one. This is a kind of Grubbs catalyst, and compound A will be formed. This compound A further treated with what we can say double bond COOET, whether it is malic acid or fumaric acid, it is a kind of diethyl maleate. So cis isomer is called malic acid, trans isomer is called fumaric acid, right? So it is a kind of diethyl maleate, right? So, and when it is treated, compound B will be formed. We have to identify what is compound number A and compound number B. Let us go with its mechanism, so that we will get final product. This is the starting material. Acetylenic bond on the one terminal, olefinic bond on the second terminal is there, and here we have diester group treated with Krebs catalyst called ruthenium complex. Upon treating, what it will do? There is a possibility of cyclization in between these two. So they participated in electrocyclization. How it will be? This triple bond migrates this side, this double bond migrated to that, we will get a 4-membered ring system, and here it turned into a 5-membered bicyclic ring system is obtained. Here we have one double bond, because triple bond only contribute one bond towards the ring cyclization, so that one more bond will be there. So here bicyclic ring system is generated in the presence of Grubbs catalyst, so that we will get this compound, and being it is the 4-membered ring and with the one double bond highly strained one, so that easily involved in ring opening type of reaction. How it will be? This single bond will be ruptured, and these electrons will be shifted, and this pi bond is moving towards this side. Opened molecule, ring opened molecule will be generated with the conjugated bond system. This is a kind of conjugated double bond, right? So this is a compound A what we are expecting. compound A is conjugated system. Now we are going to treat with one more double bond. One more double bond is added. How it will be reacted? It will be reacted in such a manner. There is a possibility of triggering cyclization. This is a kind of what we can say Diels-Alder reaction. This is a kind of Diels-Alder reaction. This is diene system, dienophile system, both get combined so that cyclization got carried. Diels-Alder reaction. So the stereochemistry will both ester groups are going away from the VR because all are bulky, right? Bulky groups should be away from the VR in order to reduce, in order to minimize the steric strain, right? So this will be the final compound. One is 6-membered, 5-membered ring. So that is compound number B. Where this is generated, let us see. In option number 1, we got this compound. So here, this is the open chain molecule. What we got as a compound number A. Later, it is treated with diethyl malleate, so that the Diels-Alder reaction will give rise to the final product, this 6-membered and 5-membered. So, and the stereochemistry of ester groups both should be away from the VR, indicated with the dotted bonds. So, for question number 104, option number 1 is the correct answer. Let us move on to question number 105. Again, it is the part of organic chemistry. Correct sequence of reagents for the following conversion. Here, we are taking oxime. This is called oxime. What is oxime? Any carbonyl compound treated with NH2OH, hydroxylamine. The compound is called oxime derivative. So this is a kind of oxime. That oxime can be converted into isoxazole. This is a kind of oxazole, 5-membered ring system with the side chains. Then in order to get this final product, what kind of reagents are required? How many steps involved, and what will be the sequence of this kind of transformation? The starting material oxime into a 5-membered heterocyclic system with the 2 heteroatoms like nitrogen and oxygen. Let us go with its mechanism. We are taking this oxime upon treating with a potassium carbonate. What is the nature of potassium carbonate? It is a strong base, alkaline base, so that it will pull this H plus strongly, and here the formation of oxide O minus will be originated. This O minus will participate. This O minus generated can be charge neutralized by the generation of nitrogen positive. How nitrogen positive is generated? Because always a nitrogen accompanied by one lone pair. They participate in here triple bond formation, so that here N plus O minus charge will be counterbalanced, right? Now, this compound is treated with another reagent which is provided in the options. From the options only we have to bonded compound is given. This is a kind of acetylenic is treated with the triple bonded compound again are the formation of dipolar cycloaddition. Why it is 1,3 dipolar? 1, 2. So at first position as well as at third position, being it is a 2 polar system, so there is a possibility of 1,3 dipolar cycloaddition with this acetylenic triple bond. When it is possible, here oxygen linked to carbon, right? Because already we have negative charge on this. So here these electrons will shift it towards this side, and obviously this triple bond will migrate it towards positively charged hydrogen. So here new carbon-carbon bond, here new oxygen-carbon bond, here the double bond, here the double bond. That is a kind of a 5-membered ring system with bromo and C double bond was CH3 group, acetyl and a bromo group. Further, it's subjected to bromination. Bromination definitely takes place at the side chain rather than upon the ring system. Why? Because bromination on the aromatic ring, being it is the aromatic, in order to perform the bromination, we need Friedel-Crafts catalyst. That is not available here. Simple bromine is given. That's why. So side chain bromination possible rather than aromatic ring bromination. So we will get the product on the side chain, and subsequently it subjected to mild reducing agent called a sodium borohydride. What is the purpose of sodium borohydride? it is the mild reducing agent selectively converts the carbonyl compounds into corresponding hydroxy compounds. Here we have ketone, right? This ketone can be transformed into secondary hydroxy compound. The final product will be this NO cyclic ring, 5-membered ring system with this one. So already starting material is given to us and also final product is given. Only the thing we have to predict is what is the sequence of reagents required in order to get that. First, we need to add the strong base potassium carbonate and 1,3 dipolar addition with this acetylenic ketone is possible, and latter bromination and reducing agent sodium borohydrate can be added. Where it is provided, potassium carbonate, acetylenic ketone, bromine followed by sodium borohydrate, everything is provided in the correct sequence in option number 1. For question number 105, option number 1 is the correct answer. Let us move on to question number 106. The major product formed in the following reaction. We are taking this is a kind of Julia olefination. This reaction is the named reaction. Wherever S double bond O containing compound with the tetrazole ring in the adjacent position is there, that selectively participate in Julia olefination type of reaction. And the Julia olefination always gives rise to the Z alkene. So it is the fundamental trick we have to remember. Whenever Julia olefination is possible, always the final product will be E alkene. Stereochemistry of that one will be E alkene, right? So now let us see, we are taking a 6-membered ring system with S double bond O tetrazole ring is there, and it is treated with another compound. So this is oxygen protected one. Here CH2, CH2, CH double bond CH, CH2, CH3. Here aldehyde group is there. In the presence of sodium hydrogen, MDS will be added. It is a strong base. It is a strong base. Let us see what will be the product. So this is a starting material. Sulfone will be taken. Sodium hydrogen, MDS will be added. The nature of this NaH MDS will be strong base. What it will do? It will pull the hydrogen from the center because it will become more active methylene carbon. Why? It is center electron withdrawing group is there. That's why here we will get carbene ion. Carbene ion will be generated at the center and the remaining positions remains as such. And we are going to add with this reagent that is alpha beta unsaturated aldehyde compound. Whenever the compound is added, how it will be added? This negative charge will be attached at the center, and subsequently dehydration, removal of water is called dehydration, right? Dehydration will be carried and we will get here double bonded system. This is called trans double bond. So trans double bonded system, this is called a cis double bonded system. This will be generated, right? So trans and cis both are available in the option number 2. For question number 106, option number 2 is the correct answer. Let us move on to question number 107. The following reactions are given below. The rate of the reaction will vary as 1, 2, 3, 4 different reactions provided. Let us see. Here paranitrobenzene and here we have piperidine enoxide, both get combined. Now it transformed into enoxide is there, it will be inserted in between so that this oxygen, this is a kind of ether system is generated. It's very clear that O minus charge will be inserted so that it is a kind of nucleophilic substitution. And in the second case also same reaction, but only is substitution. NO2 is there in first, NO2 is not there in the second, right? And let us move on to third reaction, where we are taking benzene, nitro groups. Again, nitro group is present at para position. And here we have a norbornene system with O-tosyl group. This is called a norbornene system with O-tosyl group. It added with water. So what happens? O-tosyl can be converted into OH. Right? This is a kind of electrophilic substitution reaction. And same reaction is performed without nitro functional group. Same hydration will be carried without the nitro functional group, then product is obtained. Then we have to predict the rate of reaction. We have to observe the presence of substitution and the rate of reaction. So what is the kind of first reaction? This first reaction is known to be nucleophilic substitution. This O minus oxide will be inserted so that it is a kind of nucleophilic substitution. In order to substitute the negatively charged species, what should be the requirement on the benzene ring? So negative, that means electron rich species when added, there should be electron deficiency. When will we get electron deficiency? Whenever electron withdrawing groups are there, then deficiency will be generated on the benzene. So that nitro, being it is a better electron withdrawing, will facilitate rate of the reaction towards nucleophilic substitution. That's the reason why nitro substituted will have higher rate of reaction when compared to unsubstituted. So obviously rate of reaction of 1 will be greater than option number 2. So first reaction will be faster when compared to second because of the electron withdrawing substitution at the para position, which will facilitate nucleophilic substitution. And condition in case of third and fourth reaction is different. This is a kind of electrophilic substitution. What we are doing, we are completely replacing O tosyl group with the OH group, so that the reaction proceeded on. It is a kind of electrophilic substitution. And this is a kind of SN1 mechanism, so that there is a origination of carbocation, because whenever O tosyl group is removed, there is a origination of carbocation is possible. When carbocation is generated, sorry, it is also kind of nucleophilic substitution. It is not electrophilic, because O tosyl minus will be eliminated, OH minus will be added. So SN1, it is the better example for nucleophilic substitution. It is not electrophilic, right? But during O tosyl group removal, there is a formation of carbocation. Being SN1 is a multi-step process. First leaving group will be discarded and a carbocation will be generated. Then what are the factors stabilizing this carbocation? Carbocation is better stabilized by electron releasing groups rather than withdrawing groups. But within the given problem, we have nitro. Nitro, being it is electron withdrawing, will destabilize this carbocation generated as an intermediate, so that nitro will reduce the rate of reaction, unsubstituted will facilitate the rate of reaction. So in this reaction, due to the formation of carbocation, the reaction 4 will be faster when compared to third, because of unsubstituted will stabilize the carbocation. Nitro group will destabilize this generated carbocation. That nitro group is provided in option number 3. That's why its rate of reaction will be slower. So here 1 is greater than 2, being it is nucleophilic substitution, electron withdrawing group is required. So 4 is greater than 3, because the carbocation stability is the driving force for this reaction, right? So 1 is greater than 2, 4 is greater than 3. That is provided in option number 4. For question number 107, option number 4 is the correct answer. Let us move on to question number 108. The major product formed in the following reaction. We are taking tertiary butanol. This is a kind of carbon system. This is a kind of aldehydic system. This is treated with L-proline. L-proline is the mild base and it is somewhat amphoteric in nature. Acetone is the solvent media. DMSO is also added here. Tetrabutyl ammonium borohydride triacetate will be added. Then ACOH, methyl cyanide, minus 40 degrees centigrade temperature is maintained. So in the presence of these two reagents, what will be the final product? So in all the options, it is provided as a diol. So there is a possibility of diol, but only the thing we have to predict is what is the stereochemistry of diol. So for that purpose, we have to check its mechanism. We are taking starting material acetone. L-proline will be like this, amphoteric compound. So 5-membered ring system with a pyrrolidine ring. Saturated pyrrole is called pyrrolidine, and we have COOH. Only the amino acid cyclic is this L-proline only. Remaining all are open chain amino acids only the cyclic. So this kind of system will be this L-proline. So here pyrrolidine and COOH. So when it is added to this one, being it is a mild base, it will abstract this H place from this terminal carbon so that we will get carbene, right? Carbene will be better stabilized by enolate formation. Ketoenol tautomerism got carried. Here we got enolate. That enolate further treated with tertiary butanol. This is another reagent provided within the system, tertiary butanol. This will be the starting material for us. When tertiary butanol added with this one, this is a kind of aldol condensation reaction. Here we can clearly say it is a kind of aldol condensation, crossed aldol condensation reaction. This carbene will be attached to this aldehydic center and there is a formation of O minus. This O minus further work up with water, protonation of this O minus converted into OH. And what we are adding, this hydrate compound will be added. Any borohydrate compound will be added. What happens? Reduction will be possible so that carbonyl group turned into OH functional group. The stereochemistry of both OH will be different. One of the OH inclined towards the weir, that is wedge bond, and another OH away from the weir because what reagent we are adding? This is a reducing agent of very bulky. So very large group because around the boron one side we have nitrogen, that nitrogen having tertiary butyl. In another side we have OAC 3 groups. This is very larger moiety. When this larger moiety added, already existing group is backside. So only the option for this one will be front side, so that here OH will come front side only. There is no option for backside. So 180 degrees rotation is carried so that we will get the stereochemistry. So that molecule will be inverted. 180 degrees rotation we did, right? So that is provided in the option number 1. For question number 108, option number 1 is the correct answer. Let us move on to question number 109. Again, it is a part of organic chemistry. The correct sequence of pericyclic reaction involved in the following transformation, right? So this is a kind of pericyclic reaction. All the pericyclic reactions are said to be concerted mechanisms, right? We are taking a starting material that is cyclohexane with a, what kind of bond it is? Vinylic double bond. It is not allylic, vinylic double bond is there. Treated with selenium dioxide catalyst. This is tertiary butyl peroxide will be added. PCC is added. PCC is a mild oxidizing agent, right? So now final product will be alpha beta unsaturated aldehyde. Alpha beta unsaturated aldehyde is obtained. So for this transformation, starting material is known, reagents are known, product is known. We have to predict what is the reaction mechanism, what kind of reactions involved in this during the transformation of starting material into product. So let us see the mechanism. We are taking the starting material that is vinylic cyclohexane. It participated in shifting of bond. Double bond will be shifted in this manner. This hydrogen will be migrated towards this side, right? So that we will get double bond at this position. Now it will participate in reaction. This is called in reaction. Double bond is migrated, hydrogen is moved towards the end carbon, terminal carbon. So now we are going to treat with selenium dioxide in the presence of tertiary butyl peroxide. What tertiary butyl peroxide will do? Tertiary butyl peroxide will add one OH group at this position. Here, this will be shifted, this will be moved towards this side so that we will get OH group at this position. Hydroxide will be generated and that further treated with selenium dioxide. So this is a kind of 2,3 sigmatropic rearrangement and this selenium will be attached. This selenium will be attached to the hydroxy functional group in such a way all the groups are inclined at this oxygen atom. Selenium double bond O minus double bond O will be generated. Now it participates in 3,3 sigmatropic shift. Why it is called tropic? 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. 3 atoms of one chain, 3 atoms of another chain will participate in shifting of functional groups. How it will be? Let us see. Here, already existing oxygen carbon bond will be ruptured and bond will be shifted so that here we will get double bond. And this pi bond present at this position will be shifted and there is a possibility of new carbon oxygen bond. And wherever already existing olefinic double bond is there, that will be migrated. In this manner, 3 sigma tropic rearrangement get carried, and there is a possibility of terminal center. And this O will be shifted towards side, so that this entire moiety will be discarded from the system. SiO3 will be discarded, and we will get OH on the terminal center. What kind of nature? We have primary hydroxy. This is called a primary hydroxy. What is the purpose of PCC? PCC is the mild oxidizing agent. What is the difference between mild oxidizing agent and strong oxidizing agent? Mild oxidizing agent will convert hydroxy into aldehyde. Only one step oxidation is possible. When we are taking strong oxidizing agent like potassium dichromate, so this OH can be transformed into COOH. That is a two-step oxidation process. That's why we are clearly mentioning PCC being it is a mild oxidizing agent. It used to convert primary hydroxy into corresponding aldehyde. So this is the final product. For that purpose, what we are doing? First, we are going to perform in reaction, because this double bond is delocalized, rearranged. That is called in reaction. Later, 2,3 sigma tropic shift is possible with this molecule, and subsequently 3,3 sigma tropic and addition of PCC oxidation got carried. Let us see where it is mentioned all these. In reaction is the first step, 2,3 sigma tropic followed by 3,3 sigma tropic. All reaction sequence is given in option number 1. So for question number 109, option number 1 is the correct answer. Let us move on to question number 110, where the intermediate that leads to the product in the following transformation. We are taking cyclohexene, thallium trinitrate was given, methanol is a solvent medium. The final product will be cyclopentane with the side chain CHOCH3, OCH3. This is called a descending the ring size. Initially, ring is in 6-membered. After the reaction, after the transformation, it turned into a 5-membered ring system. So descending the size, right? So then what will be the intermediate? How the mechanism proceeded? If we see the entire mechanism, then only it is very clear to understand what is the reaction intermediate involved in this. Let us see the mechanism of reaction. We are taking cyclohexene as the starting material. It can be represented stabilized form in the chair form. This is the chair form of cyclohexene. We are treating with the thallium trinitrate. What thallium trinitrate will do? Being thallium is having electron deficiency because of 3 nitro groups are dragging electrons from this thallium, so the deficiency is originated. So it better binded to this olefinic double bond, so that here cyclic intermediate be formed with thallium positive, and it added with methanol solvent. So in the presence of protic solvent, methyl group will be added, and the thallium nitrate group will be added to another position. So this will be formed. That can be represented. We flip this molecule. We can entirely rotate the molecule so that it will be transformed into this manner. And here, both the groups, methoxy and thallium dinitrate, both the groups are present in which position? Equatorial, right? This is the actual intermediate what we are requiring. It can be represented in the upside chair also. This is a downside chair. This is an upside chair. So what we have to indicate? Methoxy and thallium dinitrate should be in the equatorial position. That is provided here. Both are in equatorial position. From this molecule, what we are going to do? We are going to cleave the 6-membered ring system, so that here it turned into a 4-membered ring, and here OCH3 will be generated. Thallium group is completely discarded from the system. Further treating with methanol. So what it will do? From this olefinic, from this carbon oxygen double bonded system, this methoxy will be added. These pi electrons will be backshifted towards oxonium, so that we will get dimethoxy carbon at this position. So this is called ring descending in the presence of thallium trinitrate. During the reaction, both the groups should be equatorial, where it is mentioned in option number 2. O-methoxy, thallium nitrate, both are inclined in the equatorial position. This is called cis configuration. So this is actual intermediate what we are expecting for, right? So for question number 110, option number 2 is the correct answer. By this, we completed series where question number 101 to 110 have been completed. So hope this session will be helpful for you. Thank you very much for your patience listening. Thank you one and all.